Happy Friday. We are calling this Freedom Friday, and it's all about releasing ourselves from the constraints of whatever it is, body, mind, spirit, the things that are holding us back from full expression. So I want to share with you a traditional spiritual teaching that essentially tells us that in this human experience, we are caught in a subtle web of delusion, and it's our mission to release ourselves from this. So I want to share with you a wisdom tradition concept, a yogic teaching. And it tells us that ancient yogis, they used their own bodies and minds as laboratories for experiments in living. And they arrived over and over again at a series of insights into the human condition. They tell us that the ordinary reality in which most human beings live is merely errors in perception, and that these chronic errors in perception become fetters or restraints, which cloud our view of reality and lead us to act in ways that are counterproductive. The unskillful actions which result from a fettered mind create suffering for ourselves, for others. The fetters become learning disabilities, which make it impossible for us to bring to fruition the deepest capacities of body, mind, heart, capacities that lie within every human being, but are beyond the comprehension of the ordinary mind. Today, we talk about it in terms of perceptions. Each of us goes through life with expectations, preconceived ideas of how things are and should be. We don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. And since our conditionings, experiences, and early programming, this is where the fetters are created, form our views, most of our views, it's possible we may be walking through life securely cocooned in a veil of misconceptions, wrong perceptions. Are we sure what we view as reality is really reality? So what's the big deal? The problem of living our life securely contained within a virtual world of our own construction? Well, for those of us on a path of growth, personal development, spiritual evolution, wanting to feel and behave differently, to tap into the fullest potential of what we can be, these fetters are obscuring a clear view of reality. And besides keeping us from bringing to fruition the deepest capacities of mind, body, and spirit, this clouded view will trigger habitual or conditioned reactions in us, and we will find ourselves behaving in our typical ways. In yoga, we call these samskaras, deep grooves in the mind that are our thought habits. And so our typical self behavior then generates the same kind of experiences that we've had in the past, and this will reinforce our samskaras, our habitual reactions. And it's virtual reality over and over again. And so life unfolds within our self-created story where we are surrounded by familiar characters, playing familiar roles, even as the actors change. Now, unfortunately, we don't see the constructed nature of our personal reality until it deconstructs and the ground falls away from beneath our feet. This is what we call the dissolution of our reality. Now, we're told that it is possible to gradually disentangle from these unskillful habits of body and mind. However, the process of disentanglement is not easy. It requires a considerable amount of effort, the culmination of insight and subtle mental and physical skillfulness. It requires us to call on an inner strength that would allow us to be open, free, loving, compassionate in any situation. The first step is always the same. You show up on your mat, on your cushion, to your coaching, to your inner work. The next step is the most challenging part. You let go. That's true freedom.